So a couple of years ago, I made a custom desk for a client and I put in a secret drawer. It was a very elaborate mechanism. I actually did a video on it. I'll put a link to that up in the corner. But ever since then, I've been wanting to make a secret drawer for something else. And I finally had the opportunity with this drop front desk that I'm making for my son. Now, as you can see, I've made a lot of progress with the gallery, and you can probably tell, but this is going to be your secret compartment. I know it doesn't look very secret, but you know, it's for kids, whatever, it's for fun. Now, over here I have two drawers. I have not made the drawers yet, so you just have to use your imagination. This is the front of them. They're going to be knobs like this so that you can open it. But what happens is you will take out this bottom drawer, and then you'll reach your hand in here and you'll operate a mechanism, and boom, your secret drawer comes out. Very simple, very neat, but I wanted to show you how I did this because it's a very simple idea and really easy for you to incorporate into furniture that you're making. So let's start with the drawer itself. Now, let me say, first of all, that this is a very crude drawer. Let me go back here. I made the front out of cherry, as the rest of the desk is, but the rest of the wood I used recycled wood from an old dresser, and unfortunately it was really old and the wood was not as tough as I thought it was going to be, and I wound up splitting it in the back here when I was trying to make this hole, and I just had a lot of problems with it. I'm not very happy, but I can always go back and make another drawer if I wanted to. If you look on the front, I do have two chess pieces right here, or sorry, halves of chess pieces. I wound up using that newspaper trick that you're probably familiar with, where you take a piece of newspaper and you glue two pieces of wood together, and then you can turn stuff on the lathe, and after you're done, you can just split it apart because the newspaper is in between and it doesn't stick together. So I used that to make this chess piece. I'm an avid chess player, so just as design, I put those on the front so that it would look like just a part of the design of the desk. You wouldn't really think that it's a drawer. I mean, maybe you would. It looks pretty much like a drawer, but whatever. So, again, going back to the drawer here, the way I constructed this is, it's just a normal drawer, dovetailed and everything here, but what I did do is I put a support in here, which, if you look on this side, is on the inside of this slot, okay? Now this slot, go in here, again, very crude, sorry about that. This slot is for a key that is in the back of the dresser, which I will show you in a second. The hole houses a spring, and the spring is basically just super glued to that support structure right here. And the hole allows for the spring to compress and go inside so that you can butt this up against the back of the dresser and the spring will compress and be ready to shoot the drawer out. So let me show you the back of the desk here to show you what's going on. So on the back, behind the secret compartment, I have added a thicker piece of cherry to act as a stop for that spring. And the reason I did this is because on the back of my furniture, I usually use 1/4-inch plywood for the entire thing. Now, the spring that I used for the drawer is pretty tight, or pretty strong, I should say, and I was afraid that if I just had it pushing against the back, that 1/4-inch plywood, that it would eventually push the back off unless I nailed it a lot around this one area. And I didn't want to do that because if I ever need to get into this drawer to fix the mechanism or make a new drawer, I want to have access to it. So I put an extra thick piece of cherry here, and then when I put the back on, I'll just cut a hole, a square hole for this so that the rest of the back will fit around it and it will be fine. So let me take this off and show you what I have going on inside for the mechanism. So this is the back of the drawer. You can see here's the spring that will push up against this plate. Now if I push the drawer out, you'll see that there is a slot that I have routed in here that goes across and into the compartment for the other drawer, which will be right here. And then you have a key. And the key looks like this, nothing fancy. I wanted to have the slot deep enough so that I could slide the key in, but also push it through this other slot so that it'll be locked in there and the key won't come out. So that's how I solved that problem. And the key basically just, you push it in like here, and this will fit into the slot on the back of the drawer that I showed you earlier. It's over here. I can't take it out. Oh wait, maybe I can slide that down. There we go. Will that come out the whole way? Let's see. Ooh. So, yeah, there's a slot over here. Let's move this around a little bit, if you remember. And that's where this key fits into. And I have measured it so that when this is flush with the back of the case, or with this piece rather, then this key will fit perfectly in that slot like that. So the way you release the drawer is just to move the key, and the spring pushes the drawer out because it's pressed up against this back. So reloading the mechanism for the drawer is really easy. You just press this back, insert that key into the slot, and that'll hold it in place, and the spring is now under tension and ready to shoot that drawer right out when you pull the key out. So it's really easy, real simple, and I just wanted to show that to you. Maybe you can use it in your own furniture and have some fun with it. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.